Hi, my name is Gail with Forever Grateful Yoga. Today's practice will focus on our spines, on our backs, trying to help alleviate pains or aches, whether you have that going on in your low back, your mid back and shoulders, maybe the neck area. This practice will help us create some fluidity and some ease in the spine and in the physical body. So we'll start today in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, easy seat. As we begin to settle in for the practice, I welcome you to soften the gaze down towards the floor. Maybe close your eyes entirely. Inviting you to notice your physical body. Inviting you to notice any areas that might be calling to your attention today. Areas that might be a little tighter, maybe a little stiffer, maybe some aches or pains going on. Just taking a moment to notice, not having any expectations. And if you did notice that you might be dealing with some challenges today, I'd ask you to honor these challenges as we move through this practice. Simply using the practice as an opportunity to explore, to work at a level that feels right for you today. And now I'd invite you to bring your awareness back to your breath as you're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. The breath becomes a little deeper, a little slower. Inviting you to imagine the breath starting at the base of your tailbone and working its way up through the lumbar region, the thoracic region, and all the way up through your neck, through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, the breath washes from the crown of the head, down the spine, from the neck, to that thoracic region, and the lumbar region, all the way down to the tailbone. Beginning to create some long, smooth inhales and equally long, smooth exhales. Continuing to imagine the breath, inhales flowing up the spine from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, the breath washes from the crown of the head all the way down the spine to the tailbone. Creating openness and expansiveness in each one of the vertebral bodies with each inhalation. And as you exhale, keeping all of that expansiveness as you empty out completely. Just a few more breath cycles just like that. Let's take one more full breath cycle, taking your time. And at the end of that exhale, returning to the natural rhythm of your breath, tuning in to any and all sensations that may be present for you today. You're welcome to leave your eyes closed or softly open them. On your next inhale, we'll lengthen up through the spine, through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, the head will turn towards the right, nice and slow. Inhale brings the head slowly back to center. Exhaling, head turns slowly to the left. The inhale will bring us back to center. On your exhale, the head will turn to the right. Inhale will bring us to center. Exhaling, head turns to the left. Inhale brings us to center. Exhaling, the head turns to the right, staying here. On your next inhale, we'll raise the nose and chin skyward any amount. And on the exhale, we'll drop the chin down towards that right collarbone. Inhale, raises nose and chin skyward. Exhale, drops the chin down towards the right collarbone. One more time. From here, we'll bring our chin towards the center of our chest. Next inhale raises the head back to neutral. And on your exhale, the head turns slowly to the left, staying here. On your next inhale, we'll raise the nose and chin skyward any amount. And on the exhale, we'll bring the chin down towards the chest. Inhale, raises nose and chin skyward. Exhale, chin towards that left collarbone. One more time, raising the nose and chin skyward. And as you exhale, we'll bring the chin down towards that left collarbone. And then we'll bring the chin back to center and raise the head up towards neutral. We'll bring our fingers behind our head very softly. Open those elbows nice and wide. Drop those shoulders down from away from the ears. On your next inhale, we'll raise the nose and chin skyward any amount. And as you exhale, the chin will come down towards the chest. Inhale, raises nose and chin skyward. And on the exhale, the chin comes down towards the chest. Two more. On your last exhale, as the chin comes towards the chest, we'll bring our elbows in towards one another. And as you inhale, we'll open the elbows wide, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, drops the chin towards the chest. The elbows come towards one another. Inhale, opens elbows wide, gaze comes skyward. Two more. And last one. All meeting with our elbows towards one another. We can bring our palms towards our lap and the head can come back up to neutral position. And from here, we'll interlace our fingers, bring our forearms towards one another, and just begin to roll those wrists in one direction. And then roll them in the opposite direction. And then coming to stillness, we'll press our palms towards the front of the room. Really stretching those fingers out, and on your next inhale, we'll reach those palms skyward, nice big stretch. And as you exhale, we'll round that back, press those palms towards the front of the room. Inhale, tilts those pelvic bones forward, reaching arms to the sky. And as you exhale, rocking on the pelvis, rounding that back, pressing the palms towards the front of the room. Two more. From here, we'll inhale our palms skyward, release the grasp of the fingers, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaches palms to the sky. Exhale, parts those arms to shoulder height, palms facing the sky. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, the crown of the head. And as you exhale, the torso turns to the right, staying here. A nice big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, torso maybe deepens this twist a bit, taking one more big inhale. And as you exhale, we can drop those fingertips towards the floor wherever they land. Nice big inhale. Exhale, gaze comes over that right shoulder. Few breath cycles here. Inhales will lengthen and exhales will deepen this twist. Let's take one more full breath cycle here. On your next inhale, we'll unwind, reach palms to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaches palms to the sky. Exhale, parts those arms shoulder height, palms facing the sky as we twist to the left. Inhale here to lengthen that spine. As you exhale, maybe deepen this twist a bit. One more big inhale. Exhale, we can drop those fingertips wherever they land, behind us, in front of us. Nice big inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, head can turn towards the left, towards the back wall. And a few breath cycles here in our twist. Inhales will lengthen, and exhales will deepen the twist. One more breath cycle here. On your next inhale, we'll unwind, reach palms way up to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center, and take a moment to notice. From here, we'll come onto our backs. I didn't mention that we'll use a block and maybe a strap during the practice, so have those handy mid-mat so that they're accessible. So from here, we'll just make our way down onto our backs. And once you're on your back, you can hug that right knee in and hug that left knee in and give yourself a little rock from side to side here. And maybe some small circles on the sacrum in one direction and then the other direction. And then coming to stillness, bringing our knees in line with our hips. Our shins are parallel to the earth here. Our palms can be on top of our knees, fingers facing towards our toes here. And let's start by taking a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, engage those abdominal muscles. Press that low back into the earth as we bring the knees in towards the chest. The elbows go wide. Inhale brings us back to our start shape. Exhale, engage those abdominal muscles. Press that low back into the earth. Elbows wide, knees into chest. Inhale, nice and slow, releases back to our start shape. And just continuing a few rounds at the pace of your breath. Nice and slow. Nice and intentional. And let's do 2 more. Take your time. And once you've completed those 2 rounds, we can bring the knees back in towards the chest. Give a little hug, rock a little side to side. Maybe those circles on the sacrum might feel good right now. Just tune into your body, what it's needing today. And then coming to stillness, we'll lower the left foot to the ground and then take that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right foot is flexed here. We're coming into a figure 4 pigeon shape. And then inviting you to interlace your hands behind that left thigh as you raise that left knee up. If you're finding your shoulders are coming off the ground here, then lower that foot to the floor. We want to keep our shoulders grounded here. So once you're in this shape, I'd invite you to bring your awareness into any sensation you're noticing in that right outer hip area. Inviting you to send your breath into that sensation. Inhales are flooding into that right outer hip area. Exhales are washing away any tension, any tightness. Just let it go. Breathing into the sensation. Just a few breath cycles here. You also have the option to move that left knee a few inches over to the left. It just intensifies this stretch a bit. And if you come into this shape a little bit further over to the left, you might want to start to make some small circles with your knee on the ceiling in one direction or the other. And some people might like to do figure eights here. It just starts to open up that outer hip area, the piriformis area. And then coming to stillness and lowering that left foot down to the earth, bringing our arms wide out to a T at shoulder height, palms facing the sky, snuggling those shoulder blades into the upper back, taking a nice big inhale here, engaging those abdominal muscles, pressing that low back into the earth. And as you exhale, rolling onto the left hip and slowly lowering that right foot down onto the earth. From here, you're welcome to take that left palm to the inside of the right thigh, create a little resistance. And your shoulder, your arm can certainly stay here, extended, shoulder height out to the right. If your shoulder's feeling okay, you might want to slowly bring that arm overhead, just listening again to your body, what feels good today. And final option, if your neck is feeling okay, you have the option to send your gaze over to the right. Wherever you're at, a few breath cycles. Sending the breath deep into the right side of the body, filling it up entirely. And as you exhale, begin to soften, begin to release into this shape. Let's do one more full breath cycle here. The end of that exhale, the gaze comes skyward, the arms come back out to a T. So we rotate our hips, roll our hips back to neutral. And then from here, we can hug that right knee in, hug that left knee in, give a little rock, a little hug, whatever's working for you today. And then from here, we'll place that sole of that right foot on the earth. Trying to think, so we're on this side. So we'll place the right foot on the earth, interlacing our palms behind that right thigh and raising that right knee up towards the sky. This left foot is flexed here. Shoulders should stay grounded, as I said before. From here, inviting you to bring your awareness into any sensation you're noticing in the left outer hip area, and inviting you to send your breath into that sensation. Inhales are flooding into that left outer hip area. Exhales are washing away any tension, any tightness. Just let it go. Breathing into the sensation. Almost as if that hip is doing the breathing itself. You're welcome to stay right here. You're welcome to move that right knee a little bit over to the right. It just intensifies the stretch here in that left outer hip area. And maybe once again doing those small circles with your knee on the ceiling in one direction. Or maybe circling in the opposite direction. Stillness today. It's a great opportunity to just tune in to your physical body. And wherever you're at, coming to stillness. And then lowering that right foot down to the earth. The arms can come wide, shoulder height out to a T, palms facing the sky. Snuggling those shoulder blades into the upper back. Taking a nice big inhale here, engaging the abdominal muscles, pressing that low back into the earth. And as you exhale, we'll spill the hips over to the right. That left foot may land on the floor here. From here, you have the option to stay right here. Maybe take that right palm to the inside of that left thigh. And that left arm can stay extended out where it is. Maybe seeing how your shoulder's feeling. Maybe slowly extending that arm overhead. And your final option today might be to turn the head to the left. Wherever you're at, we'll begin to send the breath into the left side body. Nice big inhales, filling up completely. And as you exhale, begin to soften, begin to release into this shape. A few breath cycles here. Take one more full breath cycle here. And at the end of that exhale, the gaze comes towards the sky, the arms open wide to a T. So we gently roll the hips back to neutral. From here, we can hug that left knee into the chest and the right knee into the chest. Give a little hug, a little stretch. Little rocking side to side. And then coming to stillness, reaching the arms overhead here. Taking a nice big inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, we'll raise the legs up to the sky, reach those arms overhead. And as you exhale, we'll bend the knees and bring the arms alongside the torso. Inhale, raises arms overhead as we straighten the legs any amount towards the sky. And exhale, bends the knees, brings the arms alongside the torso. And just continuing at the pace of your breath. Nice and slow. Really reaching in both directions with each inhalation. Each exhale, engaging abdominal muscles, pulling the belly to the spine. The next time you come to your inhale shape, we'll just be there. And from here, you can start to circle the wrists and the ankles in one direction. Wiggle those fingers a little bit. Smile. And then wiggle, circle in the opposite direction. And then coming to stillness, really reaching your next inhale, reaching through those fingers, reaching through those toes, nice big stretch. And as you exhale, bending those knees, hugging them in. And then from here, we'll extend one arm or the other overhead to roll onto our side and take a moment to pause. And then pressing down into that palm and working your way up to seated. And then from here, we'll come into our tabletop. Foundation and your tabletop. Your fingers are spread wide. Pointer fingers are in line with the long side of the mat. Your shoulders are in line with your wrists. Your biceps are rotating forward, so the eyes of the elbows are forward. And your knees are in line with your hips here. And we have a nice neutral straight spine. Our gaze is down towards the floor here. We'll do a few rounds of Apanasana, flowy cat-cow. I'll guide you through it, and then you can do some on your own. So we'll start by taking a nice big inhale to lengthen our spine, press through your palms. And as you exhale, begin to tuck that chin, round that back. The forearms come to the earth first, and then our seat comes back towards our heels. And on your inhale, we'll pull through those palms, lead with our heart space, coming back up to start. Exhale, tucks that chin, rounds that back, forearms to the earth, and then our seat back towards our heels. Inhale, pulls through those palms, heart reaches forward as we bring ourselves back to start. Exhale, tucks that chin, rounds that back, forearms to the earth, and then our seat towards our heels. So just continuing at the pace of your breath, flowing with your breath. If it's too much to come all the way back, bringing your seat to your heels, you can always just come halfway back. Maybe that's a nice place to be, and then pull your heart forward. Flowing with the breath. Getting the fluid moving into each one of our vertebral bodies today. Creating ease and fluidity in our spine today. Let's do 2 more rounds and then all meet in child's pose. Once you come to child's pose, the knees can widen, big toes can touch, third eye can rest on something, whether it's stacked fist, your palms, maybe third eye directly to the earth. And just taking a moment here, inviting you to notice your low back, inviting you to send your breath deeply into low back sensations, anything you're feeling there. Sending your inhales deeply into the low back area. And as you exhale, release any stress, any tightness, any tension. Just let it go. Few breath cycles here. And now coming up onto all fingertips and walking your fingers over towards the right as far as feels comfortable for you today. Might need to move your props out of the way. And from here, we'll lower that left palm to the earth, that left forearm to the earth, and our left cheek can rest softly in that left bicep as we continue to press through those right fingertips. You should feel a beautiful stretch in the left side body. Inviting you to send your breath into that sensation, sending the inhales deeply into the left side body. And as you exhale, begin to soften into this shape. Few breath cycles here. Take one more full breath cycle here. End of that exhale, coming up onto all fingertips, walking your way to center, and then through center over towards the left. Once you reach your sweet spot, that right palm can come to the earth, the right forearm can come to the earth, And your right cheek can rest softly in that right bicep as you continue to press through those left fingertips, feeling a beautiful stretch in the right side body. Beginning to send the inhales into the right side body, filling it up entirely. And as you exhale, begin to soften, begin to release into this shape. A few breath cycles here. Let's take one more full breath cycle here. And at the end of that exhale, coming up onto all fingertips, walking your way back to center. And one more breath cycle in your child's pose. And your next inhale will bring us back up to our tabletop. And from here, we'll bring our palms 1 hand distance in front of us, rotating those biceps forward, engaging those abdominal muscles, leading with your heart space, bringing the heart forward, bending those elbows, grazing right across the ribs from here, lowering the torso down. We'll set up. I'm just going to scoot back on my mat. We'll set up for Shalabhasana, locust pose. We'll bring our arms in this variation alongside the torso. And we'll start with our forehead towards the ground. So we have a nice neutral neck here. The gaze is always going to stay down towards the floor. For now, our fingers are on the floor here. Inviting you to notice your abdominal muscles, engaging them, and pressing that pubic bone into the earth. Reaching the tailbone down towards the heels, and then rolling those inner thigh muscles towards the sky and relaxing the glutes here. On your first inhale, we'll raise both arms in our heart space. And exhale, we'll lower back down. Inhale, raise both arms in our heart space. Exhale, we'll lower back down. Let's do 2 more. And then on your next inhale, we'll raise both arms up and our right leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale raises both arms and our left leg. And exhale to lower. And we'll just alternate a few more breath cycles here. Let's do one more from side to side. Take your time. When you've completed that, you can stack your palms, rest your forehead, bending the knees, and then just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. And then coming to stillness, we can lower those legs back down towards the earth. Bring our arms alongside the torso, fingertips towards the earth. The gaze is still down, a nice neutral neck. And then engage those abdominal muscles to press that pubic bone into the earth. Roll those inner thighs towards the sky as you release the glutes. From here, we'll raise everything and hold it for a few breath cycles. On your next inhale, we'll raise arms and legs. And a few breath cycles here. Nice big inhales, long smooth exhales. You're welcome to stay right here. You're welcome to come to your Superman shape, a nice big V with the arms and legs, few breath cycles, beautiful. One more breath cycle. The end of the exhale, bringing those palms to the widest part of your chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together, pressing through the palms, coming to a nice baby cobra here, then to our tabletop, and then coming into our child's pose. Just a breath cycle or two here. And from here, we'll slide our palms in towards our knees, bring our knees together, and then tuck our toes so that we can eventually come onto our feet here, keeping our knees very bent. I'm going to scoot up a little. Keeping our belly attached to our thighs for now. And our palms are towards the back of our shins here, our calves, actually ankles. And your head can be heavy here in a very bent knee. Forward fold. You might want to circle out the neck here since we have no tension on it in one direction or the other. Maybe shake it yes, shake it no. Soften those shoulders and just breathe. Let's take one more full breath cycle here. On your next inhale, we'll slide those palms up the back of the calves, midway to straighten that back to come to Ardha Uttanasana. Maybe squeeze those shoulders together. And as you exhale, bend those knees, belly to thigh, head comes heavy for a forward fold. Inhale, brings those palms slowly up the back of the calves as we straighten our spine as best we can, Ardha Uttanasana. And as we exhale, we'll lower down to our forward fold, Uttanasana. One more time. Knees can be bent all the time here if that's good for your back. Exhale, lowers down. From here, our next inhale, we'll slide those palms up the back of our legs, our knees, our thighs, and bring those hands to the hips, slowly raising up. Once our shoulders are in line with our hips, we can raise our head and just take a moment to notice, recompose, regroup. And then softening your eyes open if they had been closed. From here, we'll come to take our steeple mudra, interlacing fingers, pointer finger pointing up, and the thumbs cross right over left. And we'll raise our arms up to the sky here. You don't want your shoulders up against your ears. You want to lower those shoulders down. Pull that belly in, reach that tailbone down towards the heels, and knit the low ribs together. Taking a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhaling to center. Exhaling, side bend to the right. Inhaling, center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhaling, center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center. On your exhale, we'll side bend over to the right, staying here, dropping that right arm alongside the torso, gaze down towards the floor. And we'll soften those shoulders, begin to send the inhales deeply into that left side body. And as you exhale, maybe reach a little further with that left arm over to the right. A few breath cycles here. Continuing to breathe. One more breath cycle here. On your next inhale, that right arm reaches way up to the sky. Exhale brings hands to heart center. We can lower the palms down, facing forward, soften the gaze, and just take a moment to notice any and all sensations. And then softening the eyes open if they had been closed, coming to take that steeple mudra again. And raising the arms skyward, softening the shoulders, bellies in, tailbone reaching down towards your heels, low ribs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, bending to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bends to the left. Staying here, dropping that left arm alongside the torso. Gaze down towards the floor and soften those shoulders away from the ears. Each inhale will fill that right side body up entirely. And as you exhale, maybe deepen this stretch on the side body. Few breath cycles here. Continuing to breathe. One more breath cycle here. On your next inhale, we'll raise that left arm to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to notice. And then softening the eyes open if you had them closed. We'll work a little bit on our axial extension of the spine, just lengthening, imagining you might have a string or a rope at the top of your head here, pulling you up towards the sky. It's a little challenging. It challenges your balance a little bit. You can always just do the arm movement with it and not raise up onto the balls of your feet. You can join in when you're ready. Finding a focal point on the floor in front of you helps you. We'll see how steady I am today. So we'll start by bringing our arms out 2 times to the side and then 2 times in front of us. So find your focal point on the floor, rooting your feet down into the floor. On your next inhale, we'll raise our arms up to the sky as we raise up onto the balls of our feet. Exhale comes down. Inhale raises up. Exhale comes down. Inhale raises arms forward. Exhale comes down. Inhale forward and exhale to come down. And just continuing a few more rounds at the pace of your breath, really extending and reaching up with each inhalation, getting a nice, beautiful, long spine. And we'll do one more round. Take your time. And then just take a moment to notice. And then from here, We'll come to the top of our mats. Hands can come to heart center. On your next inhale, we'll reach palms way up to the sky. And as you exhale, we'll part those arms, hinge forward at that hip crease, bending those knees deeply, coming to a forward fold. Inhale will bring us halfway up to Ardha Uttanasana. And on your exhale, we'll bend those knees deeply, plant those hands, and step back to our table, and then to have a seat on our heels. And then we can come onto one side or the other and come down onto our backs. So making your way down onto your backs, have your block and your strap handy. And begin by hugging the right knee in and the left knee in and giving that little rock again, that little circles on the sacrum. And then lowering that left foot to the earth, taking your strap around the ball of that right foot and extending that leg to the sky and holding on to either side of the strap with your hands. The knee can be bent. It doesn't need to be straight. Snuggle those shoulder blades into the upper back. On your next inhale, we'll bring that thigh a little closer to our heart space. Just a nice tiny movement. And as we exhale, we'll release that tension. Inhaling, we'll bring that thigh closer to our heart space. And exhale, releases. So just continuing a few more rounds at the pace of your breath. Just small movements go a long way here. And just a few more. The next time you're in that inhale shape where you're bringing that thigh a bit closer to your heart space, we'll stay here for a few breath cycles. You have the option to straighten that left leg as long as the hips stay grounded, the shoulders stay grounded here. Begin to send your breath into any sensation you might be noticing in the back of the leg, in the hamstring area. Sending the inhales deep into that hamstring muscle. And as you exhale, release any tightness, any tension, just let it go. Breathing into the sensation. One more breath cycle here. From here, taking the strap into our left hand, taking our right palm into that right hip crease. Taking a nice big inhale here, lengthening that leg, pressing into the strap. And as you exhale, we'll bring that leg a few inches over to the left, as much as feels comfortable for that outer hip area on the right. And then just a few breath cycles here. Once again, breathing into the sensation that you might be noticing in that right outer hip area. Begin to send the breath into the sensation. And begin to soften and release any tightness, any tension with each exhalation. One more breath cycle here. And at the end of the exhale, taking the strap in that right palm, taking the left palm to that top of that right hip crease, taking a nice big inhale here, And as you exhale, opening that leg out to the right any amount, keeping both sit bones grounded, keeping the shoulders grounded. You're pressing the strap into that heel, into the ball of the foot. You're pressing the ball of the foot into that strap. A few breath cycles here. One more breath cycle here. Next inhale brings that leg back up to neutral. We can remove the strap, put it off to the side, and then point and flex that foot as we lower that leg down to the earth. And then take a moment to notice any difference between the right and left side. And then bringing that right knee into the chest and the left knee into the chest, giving a little hug, a little rocking. And then coming to stillness, lowering the sole of that right foot to the floor, placing the strap around the ball of the left foot, and extending that left foot to the leg, up to the sky rather. The legs knees certainly can be bent here. On your next inhale, we'll bring that thigh closer to our heart space, any amount. Again, it can be nice and tiny. And exhale, we'll release the tension. Inhale brings that thigh closer to our heart space. And exhale releases the tension. Just continuing at the pace of your breath here. Inhales, bring that thigh closer. Exhales, release the tension. The next time you're on the inhale shape, where you have a little bit of resistance here, we'll stay here and begin to send your breath into the back of that leg, into your hamstring, into any tightness you might be feeling. And you have the option to extend that right leg straight out. Foot stays flexed. Both hip points, sit bones stay grounded. Shoulders stay grounded. Continuing to send your breath into the back of that leg. Sending the inhales deep into that hamstring muscle. And as you exhale, release any tightness, any tension, just let it go. Breathing into the sensation. Almost as if that hamstring is doing the breathing itself. Let's take one more breath cycle here. And at the end of the exhale, taking both hands into the strap, taking your right hand into the strap. Left palm can come to that left hip crease. Let's take a nice big inhale here, lengthen that leg. And as you exhale, that left leg comes a little bit over towards the right, stopping when the sensation is too much. Soften the shoulders, begin to direct your breath into the sensation you're noticing in the left outer hip area. Begin to send the inhales deep into that sensation. And as you exhale, release any tightness, any tension, just let it go. Begin to soften, begin to release with each exhalation. One more breath cycle here. Next inhale brings that leg back to neutral. We can take the strap in our left palm. Right hand can come right to that right hip crease.
Taking a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll open that left leg out to the out to the left. Any amount, keeping the bones grounded, shoulders grounded. Taking some nice big inhales and exhales. Let's take one more breath cycle here. On your next inhale, we'll bring that leg back up to neutral, remove that strap, put it off to the side for now, and begin to point and flex that foot as we lower that leg down to the ground. And then just take a moment to notice any and all sensations, inviting you to tune into your lower back. Take notice of the shape. Take notice of any sensations you might be noticing in your low back area. And then bring that right knee in towards the chest and the left knee in towards the chest. Rock a little side to side. And then from here, we'll come into our Supta Baddha Konasana shape. So the feet will touch and the outer edges of the feet will lower down to the earth as the knees open wide here. Bring your arms alongside the torso, snuggle those shoulder blades into the upper back, palms facing towards the sky. Begin to engage your abdominal muscles as you press that low back into the earth, taking a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly raising the knees all the way up, taking the full length of your exhalation. Nice and slow. The soles of the feet will come to the earth and the knees will come to meet. We'll take a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly separate those knees, lowering them towards the earth. The feet will come back to touch. The knees will drop. Taking a nice big inhale at the bottom, engage those abdominal muscles. And as you exhale, bring those knees halfway up, nice and slow. Inhaling here. Exhale brings those knees all the way to the top, soles of the feet to the earth. Inhale here, engage abdominal muscles, press low back into the earth. Exhale, slowly lowers those knees, soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Inhaling here, engage abdominal muscles, press low back into the earth. Exhale, slowly come 1/3 of the way up, nice and slow. Pausing here for a nice big inhale. Exhale brings us 2/3 of the way up. Nice big inhale here. And exhale brings the knees together, soles of the feet to the floor. Nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly lower those knees down towards the earth. Soles of the feet come to meet. Nice big inhale here. Engage the abdominal muscles, low back to the earth. And as you exhale, slowly 1/4 of the way up, just nice and slow. Inhaling here. Exhaling, going halfway up, nice and slow. Inhaling here. Exhaling 3/4 of the way up. Inhaling here. Exhaling brings our knees together, soles of the feet to the floor. Nice big inhale. Exhale slowly lowers those knees down, coming back into our Supta Baddha Konasana shape. Nice and slow. Soften everything. And from here, we'll set up for our final Shavasana. I'll guide you through it. You can stay as long as you'd like. I will not take you out of it. So we'll extend our right foot towards the right corner of the mat, the left foot towards the left corner of the mat, arms a comfortable distance away from the torso with the palms facing to the sky. Snuggling the shoulder blades into the upper back, a little tuck to the chin, lengthen the neck. Begin to release the practice. Begin to let go of the practice, feeling the muscles, the bones, the joints, all begin to settle, relax, feeling that sense of ease, that sense of peacefulness, that sense of quiet that we have created as we settle in for a few moments of final silent meditation.